Hello, and welcome to the About Ewe podcast. My name is Madeleine. I use she and her pronouns, and I come to you today on the land of the Cubby people of the Sunshine Coast. And in the spirit of reconciliation, I'd like to acknowledge the elders as the traditional custodians and pay my respect to them, past, present, and emerging. Hello, welcome back to a sporadic About Ewe. It is Sunday the 19th of November 2023. This is supposed to be the October in review, but I did record last weekend in little snippets. And then by the time it uploaded to iCloud and I went to export it to, edit, I just wasn't happy with it. So we're going to try again. Excuse me. I'm recovering from a viral illnessy respiratory cough thing, not COVID, as far as I know. A bit lumpy. So if you are new here, warm welcome. This is probably going to be pretty typical, but just who knows. I'm a bit out of practice and I'm in a new area. And if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for spending a bit more time with me this year. So I'm actually recording in my mum's craft room. This was my sister's bedroom growing up, and through the years it has evolved and it is now my mum's craft room, which is why there's a sewing machine behind me. There's an overlocker off to the side, the ironing board, and then the bed over here has a whole bunch of Christmas gifts, some of which I think might be mine, but I am just pretending that I'm not seeing them. So yeah, this is not the first time, if you've been here around a while, that we've recorded living in this room, or that I've been in this room. We will talk into life stuff towards the end, but how my podcast usually runs is that we talk a little bit about finished projects, works in progress, what I'm currently making, maybe any future makes. I was hosting a knit along this year. I've been the slackest knit along host since I finished the project back in May, so I apologize for that. Thank you for knitting along. And then we might talk a little bit of Advent, Advents, and then we'll do live update and Vlogmas potential, what happens. I'm hoping that I can upload this tonight, or edit tonight and then upload it during the week sometime. So this may end up being October and November in review, and then in December we'll do a full year wrap up at the end. I hope you have a beverage. I have a coffee, here, and some water in my obnoxious fake Stanley cup. It's usually a house cup, but I've taken it to school a bit recently. Shall we get started? So I have one finished object to show you, but I finished these. It's a pair of socks. It was just a random vanilla sock pattern. I think. No, it was not. I cranked the tube on my Elbacker Gearhart Speedster sock machine, and then I knit the heels, the toe, the heel, the toe, and the cuff. But I've inserted some footage here to talk you through them. Hello, little snippet. Oh dear. So this is the finished pair of socks for my sister. Its main sock is Knitpicks Felici. Actually, I'll show you this one because it's not the stuffed up one. So I just cranked the tube on my Elbacker Gearhart Speedster. I did a 2x2 rib on a 2.25mm needle, contrast heel in some yellow, and then a toe just with the leftover yarn. I feel like I made a bit of a mistake here. It just seems to be going on a funny angle on these two creases, but it is what it is. So yeah, I don't love the process of an afterthought heel, but it was just the best way to do it with this yarn. I did have to break the ball because it came with a knot, and then I stuffed it up, but for the most part I think No, actually I've done it. I should have inverted it and knit this way to make it a match, I think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't think she's going to care that much. They're socks. So there's that. Yeah, Knitpicks Felici, can't remember the colourway, and a random contrasting yarn that I got in a D-stash, or someone gifted me, I think, for a Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted. So that's that. I'm going to record the winners of my mid-year half and half wrap knit along prizes very shortly, and I'll probably insert that in this video too. Last time I lived here and recorded, I don't know where I'm still wearing these. I'll stick them on. Yeah, last time I lived here and recorded, I used to, I was studying at uni, so I could record during the day if I was home before my parents. My mum is out for a walk, but my dad is here watching telly, and the washing's just finished, so I'm just like pausing, being like, oh, I'm recording while someone's around. Okay, works in progress. So, two works in progress. This one I think has been on the needle since 2018. There was a bit of chatter in one of the Aussie discords about a finish all your knits knit along. So I'm going to include these in that, I think. These are a pair of socks. They're Knitpicks Felici. I am going to do an afterthought cut in heel around here, I think was my plan. So I probably don't actually have to do that much more knitting before I cut in the toe, or to be honest, at this point I could probably start the toe and then the heel will just, I'll do the maths and it might be a shorter cuff. But yeah, Knitpicks Felici fruit salad is what in my head the colors are, but I don't know why, because I've never really seen a blue fruit other than blueberries, and that's not this color. Yeah, so I think these were, I think they're a 64 stitch sock, US 2.2, sorry, US 1 or a 2.25 millimeter sock needle. These are higher sharps, which were my favorite, particularly for 2 at a time socks for a very long time. But I've been using it Addy lace more recently, and I'm actually really enjoying that. It's less stabby, because if you see here, the sharps is a very sharp point, and quite often I will end up with a hole in my pointer finger. Yeah, so I'm hoping to have these finished this year. I'd love them off my needles. So yeah, I've done a pretty good job of matching these, I think. And they just live in this masked circus koala project bag. All right, my next work in progress is a blanket. The pattern, excuse me. The pattern is called Polygon. It is by Tin Can Knits. It was a paid for pattern. They do have quite a lot of free ones, but I did pay about $8 Australian for this one, I think. It is a hexagon blanket with a few different sizes. I'm aiming for this one here, which should be 40 by 56 inches. Or the next one's 128. So this is 72 full and 10 half hexes. And the next one's 128 full hexagons. So it's gonna take me a long time. Each of these I've made 5 now. Each is taking me about, I'd say, anywhere between 60 and 90 minutes. Actually, it must be longer because I would have made more. I haven't been knitting a whole heap recently. So I made a couple of test ones, which I've taken out because I used a different yarn. And I was using a Nundle Woolen Mills 4-ply held double for for this outside. So basically the yarn I'm using here is a leftover from my Louie and Lola 2020 Advent. I knit the Habitation Throw by Helen Stewart with the most of it, and I ended up with between like 8 and 12 grams left per skein. So I really wanted something to use up those smaller amounts because I have yarn in this box here. This is this one, and this one. These are from Three Cats Yarn. Mel Gates sent them out as a Christmas gift to me last year. And that's from a swap I did with those girls. We did a friend's advent swap. So, what was I going with that for? Yeah, so anyway, using up the leftovers. So I've made 5 so far. This one I finished last night. I've cast on another one, so I will show you. But I've actually changed the contrast yarn, so it's a DK weight pattern. So these are all minis that were fingering, so I've held fingering double, and I've got about 1 or 2 grams left over. But I've done the first couple of rounds in a white, so that they'll all end up with a nice border. This is probably not a great one to show you just because that colour's so dark. What about this pretty one here? I think this might have been my favourite colour to knit. So we can see this. They will all need a solid blocking before I attempt to sew them together or knit them together. And the one that I'm currently knitting on, I've made another one. I cast this one off last night. So I've made 6. It's a combination of needing a 16-inch circular and then also some double pointed needles. I'm just using a Chow Goo circular because I prefer metal. It's a fixed one. It's a beanie needle that I have, and then a set of DPNs for like the last few rounds. And these ones here are Knit Pro in the 4mm needle size. I didn't gauge watch, I just started and here we are. So I think I've got 20 of the Louie and Lola either left or that I have enough left to make the full hexagon. So my thought process was that I can use these 20, and then I've got this 10 gram mini set which I got in 2021 from Mel from Three Cats Yarn as well. So these are all supposed to play gradient, go together. So my original plan is actually to include these in the blanket too. So it's kind of like my leftover, or this is a 10 gram advent, my leftover advents project. So I'll end up with like 2 blankets basically, because that's what I use my advents for the most part. And really that's all I've been knitting on. That sock, it gets like taken with me. I took it to the cinema to watch the Taylor Swift film, but I only knit kind of very briefly in the credits, and then I was just immersed and amazed for the next 3 hours or so. And then I did take them to QPAC, the Queensland Performing Arts Centre. A friend and I went to watch a in-person discussion facilitated by Michelle Law during the week, so I took it there and I probably knit like an inch and a bit in that hour and a half that we were watching. So that was really good. I think it's nice to have something vanilla on the go, so that if I go to a film or whatever, I can knit on something. I haven't really worn socks recently. And my sock machine is, well, the table is in a box in storage, well and truly. My actual machine is in my room, but I think I'm going to send that out to the storage, or take it to the storage shed, because I can't use it without the table really. So that is it for what I'm actually making. Let's go into acquisitions. Okay, I have acquired 2 things. I don't have them here because I didn't have the foresight to bring them in, but they are my advents for this year. I bought the Ash and Eve Designs 50s Retro Glamour Advent in the pink, with the pink as my preference colorway. So I bought that. I was going to take photos today. Dang it. I bought that from my friend Susan, and we were supposed to catch up last weekend, but I was a bit sick. She was sick. It was a whole thing, so we haven't managed, but that arrived in the post today. If you have ordered from her, you will have well and truly received yours already. It's just I had said local pickup to avoid paying postage, and then we were supposed to meet up, and then when we couldn't make it, I just said, look, just pop it in the post so that I've got it. And then I'll catch up with her probably in the new year or after Christmas maybe. Ooh. Oh, this is nice. Okay. So Okay, let's get completely out of the box. Susan, I will give that back to you. So pink was my main colour, 50s pin-up girl. Alright. How your Advent works. It's a pattern, blue or pink. Ah. Cool. All right. I love the wrapping, Susan. Main skein. And then we will want to do these. Artesian Yarn Advent, and that was very kindly gifted to me by Sarah. So I want to say a massive thank you, and we did that partnership, I guess, in exchange for me posting over Advent. So I will be doing that over on my Instagram. So I guess now would be a good time to be like, you can find me online at Madbell on Ravelry, Mad About Ewe on Instagram. During December, I will be posting my Advents as they come through, or as they release. I won't be knitting on them until January probably, but that's another story. So I'm really excited about that. Let's have a quick talk about Advent patterns. The Daffodil Road Advent that I got, I requested the DK. In hindsight now, I should have said fingering because I could have held the DK double. So one of my cats has realized I'm in here and he wants to come in. I think that's a Finn. Meow. Mew? Meow? Anyway. He's not allowed in here. There's too much stuff. Alright, so I was thinking the sea glass tea. I've mentioned it before this year, I think, but I have decided against that. I really just wasn't feeling up for the colour work. I'm just going to bring up my cancel. I don't want to be in Amazon. I want to be in Ravelry. So I have actually got a bundle in my Ravelry. I may have already spoken about this last month or last time I recorded. I can't remember. But I, there we go. Excuse me. Come here. You come sit with me and you say hello to the people before I kick you out. Hey Finn, it's been a while. Hey buddy. Yes, so I created a bundle on Ravelry of different Advent patterns that you might like to make. I have just seen a new blanket released by Pearl Soho. I think I'm going to do that for scraps possibly. Hey bud. Nanny doesn't like you in here, so you sit with me or we take you out. You got a sore butt. I took him outside for a brush and then we ended up near, there were some birds that flew over, so he's still a bit molty. Come on. Oh no. Not both of you. You can go outside. Alright. Oh, sorry. Okay, so advent patterns. I have a bundle on Ravelry, in my in my favorites. Still haven't decided what I'm making. Amber O'Brien is releasing a pattern next week, I think late December. Late November, this current month, late November. And so I have looked at that. It's DK. I think that will be really beautiful for my Daffodil Road yarn. I'm in two minds about my Ashen Eve. Susan has knit a cow pattern, or there is a cow pattern with the advents, but I don't usually wear cows, so I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to knit that. This, you probably won't be able to see, is some of the patterns that I've come up with as possibilities for advents. This is the polygon, that's what I'm actually making with my leftovers. I really, when I do advents, I really want a pattern that uses all of the yarn. I bought some plain DK weight yarn, but I've ended up starting to use that for the border of those hexagons, so not sure. But there's a crochet blanket that I really like the look of. But yeah, I think I will make that big shawl for the Daffodil Road and the DK, and then I might make either the Radvent cardigan, which I think is on here, or maybe I need to add it. No, it's not. Okay, I need to add that. Maybe do the Radvent cardigan with the 50s Advent colours, or I was actually thinking I do really like my Habitation Thoreau, but maybe I could make a bigger one and maybe not do it corner to corner. I think that would be what I would do instead. Anyway, lots of different ideas. So that's the Advent kind of portion. I do realise I have some, I did get some more yarn from Susan for the Helen Stewart's Knit Vent, and I recorded that before, so let's see if I can, it's not here, I don't want to face the cats again, so if I can find that footage I will insert here and talk about it. My Advent kit from Susan has arrived. So nice instructions, little gift. Is that a nail file? I think so. And this is the cute little stitch marker. Thanks, Susan. All right, let's look. This is our Advent, our Knit Vent. Oh, that's my address. So I ordered so we have hot spiced cider, and it is 2 skeins of DK and a mohair. I have no idea what the pattern is because it's an event. I was actually going to email Susan and ask for a suri just because I've got a lot of mohair and I don't use it very often, but I forgot. So look at these beautiful colours. I don't know if I'll knit the knit vent pattern because I never do, even though I buy it often, but I really like these two together, and I thought they actually complement another skein of grey that I've got in my stash, so I can do something with them if I don't do it. But anyway, here we are, knit vent. Let's hide these before Mum gets home. Then we might move on to some next year proposed makes. So I've always wanted to make a Pompey shawl. My friend Robin has a really beautiful Pompey that she's made. And I picked these yarns when I was pulling for the West Knits MCal in my random thought that I might actually like to make it, and I've decided no. But Pompey. So a couple of options. I like these 3 together. They're all purples but slightly different. This I bought in Vienna last year. It's by Positive Ease. It's a hand-dyed yarn, and I can't remember, the color is Gravity, pure merino. I don't remember the shop name, but if you check my Europe vlogs, but I haven't uploaded that one yet because I haven't finished editing, so at some point in time I'll be able to link that below. This is botanical yarn. It's called Zinnia Blush. It's a superwash merino nylon. Botanical yarn are a UK based in Yorkshire. dyer, but I bought it at Rhinebeck or at Wool and Folk last year. And this one is Coats & Co. Cottage Sock. Sorry, here we go. Coats & Co. It's a cottage sock, superwash, Merino nylon. So same makeup as these two. I've always thought these are beautiful as a brio duo. These would be nice too. And this is also Coats & Co. So I think they all go quite nicely together. I also like those three, which would be like a Rhinebeck shawl, but I just think I probably will get more direct use out of it if I just use these three purple bases and then find something else for this one. My other option is this flock, wandering flock, sorry, that could go really nicely instead of this one, but it is a superwash merino fingering, but it's a single ply as opposed to like a twisted sock or a twisted ply. So yeah, that's like my first big like new cast on make for 2023, I think, will be Plumpy. I've got my Sosu MCal cast on sitting in a bag in my shelf unit thing already. I got halfway through the first clue and then stopped, so I may pick that back up, but I don't think so. I'm really craving some brioche, which is why I like Plumpy. There's been a new brioche shawl released recently, actually. I just don't know if I favorited the pattern. No, I think I took a screenshot, actually. And I'd like to make myself a summer tee. I did cast on for a gauge swatch for my Rift tee, which I've had the yarn for ages, and then I just really wasn't feeling it anymore, so we stopped. So the makes I see in my future is something with my Advent set and a Plumpy shawl. And I think January probably is going to be like, can I whip down? Or that kind of lazy period between Christmas and New Year's will be hard depending on how hot it is and what I'm doing with my family this year. See what happens. Okay, let's go into Blather or a Knit and Natter. I can't remember what my titles say because hot mess over here. Okay, so like I said, it's the 19th, of November. I'm in a new location, so thank you. I think it was Haley who said good luck with your move. If it wasn't Haley, I'm sorry, who commented that. I probably haven't even replied because I've been so slack lately. But yes, move went well. I'm back in my parents' place, so most of my stuff is in storage. I'm living in my brother's old bedroom with my two cats, and it's going well so far. I moved in when did school go back? I was supposed to move like the 4th of September, and I think I ended up moving I can't remember. When did we go back? Must have been like I think school went back on the 5th of October, so I moved the weekend before that, the last week of September maybe. That was big. I was like, I only have 3 bedrooms, the stuff, it's not a lot. My craft room is like 2 bedrooms worth of shit, really. So I moved into my new place, which is a unit, 3 bedrooms still, but much smaller. Like I was in a 4-bedroom house, I had a housemate. Now it's 3 bedrooms, so I'll have a spare room dedicated same as I did before, and then my craft room. I have far less storage at this place. It's a single garage. I had a double garage before. I have a carport, but my plan is to have the car in the garage as much as possible. So yeah, I'm gonna be culling. I didn't cull enough on the way out just because I honestly didn't think my house would settle. It had been such a debacle, which I think I shared about a little bit, but honestly was such a nightmare to get to that point that I just was convinced it wasn't going to happen. I had to have my house re-roofed under insurance before because of a small amount of damage. I was like, no wonder insurance premiums have gone up ridiculously, because this couple who had put an offer in on my house had said they were good for finance, and then it turned out that they weren't good for finance, and it was just a whole thing. So by the time we actually got around to actually moving, I just didn't think it was going to happen. I had hurt myself at work a little while ago, like injured my forearm, and so I was like at the end of my like physical therapy for that. I was like really hoping not to injure it lifting stuff with the move, but my auntie's husband helped me out, so that was great. My dad helped, my mum helped. I thought, oh, mum and I packed the house up in a couple of hours. It took like a day and a bit because the craft room. So yeah, we are culling next time. And I got rid of a whole heap of stuff. I think I gave away, I gave away my Kallax. I only have my my blue cabinet left. That was my yarn cabinet before, so I will need to do some new storagey solutions. And the wardrobe a bit similar to this, I think. So yeah, look, we will just get in there when I can move in. It's tenanted, that's why I haven't moved back in. I haven't moved into any place, that's sorry. We missed a link there in my head. I think you knew, but I don't know what you know anymore because it's been a while. So anyway, the lease is up for my tenants in April. I need to have the flooring redone upstairs, like after they move out, before I move in. So I'm going to just let them know I won't be renewing, and they can start looking in if they are ready to move out sooner. Then that's absolutely fine with me. I need to, get the quotes to get that stuff sorted and get some body corporate approval to get some trees removed from my courtyard and do all of that. So that's kind of on my Christmas list of like stuff to do. Advent. So I've done Vlogmas 2020, 2021, 2022. I think my life is very boring, but I have had some people watch. So I've been really conflicted. I said yes to that gifted Advent from the Sarah from Daffodil Road. But I did say I'm not sure if I'm doing Vlogmas. Like if you want to say no after you've offered, that's totally fine. And basically I said more than happy to still post to Instagram. I'm a teacher, high school teacher if you're new here, and I teach in Queensland, and I'm in a non-government school, which means we finish a week earlier than the state system. So my last day of work is the 1st of December this year. So like 2 weeks yesterday, so 13 days, which is exciting. And I have booked to fly overseas to Vietnam on the 2nd of December. So I will not be here for Vlogmas. What I'm thinking of doing is my school has like Christmas week on the last week of term. We have like the Monday, Tuesday is preparing for a Christmas market, which we hold on the Wednesday, and the primary school children come through and they either do activities. We have like a sideshow alley, whatever. Thursday is like a pack up day or a chill day. I don't know how many kids are going to be there. And then on Friday, we're only at school till 11, I think. It's like a final year. I think we have the liturgy this week, so I think it's just a couple of hours, final assembly, final awards, farewells, whatever. And then we have our staff Christmas party until 3 o'clock. So that's really all I have Christmas wise. So what I was thinking about Vlogmas is that I'll record that week, and then I might edit them daily and edit them as like into a week vlog and release that at the end of the first week of December. And then I will be overseas. We'll take my phone. I brought my tripod out. I'm not using it because I'm missing the bit that clips in that my phone clips to. Can't find it. No idea where it is. So that's a problem. My whole podcasting box is in a box in my storage somewhere. No idea. So no good. And then I bought a new iPad. I wanted one anyway, but this has better video editing because I don't use my laptop for a whole lot anymore because I use my work one, which is a Mac, and I wanted a new iPad, so I bought that. So I'm not making any promises about any vlogs after that first week because who knows. But I thought it might be fun to document like my trip in Vietnam and what's happening. It's another tour. So basically I don't have the itinerary on me, but I fly into Hanoi in the north, and then we make it west south. I think we fly at one point. We have an internal flight from Hoi An to Ho Chi Minh, I think, and then we get on a bus and we go to Cambodia, and I'll be in Cambodia for 6 days, I believe. And then we cross the border into Thailand, and I will be in Thailand for 3 days. I've traveled Thailand fairly extensively before. I've done 3 weeks on like a battlefield study tour of the country, like looking at different battlefields from various wars, like the Thai-Burma Railway, all of that sort of stuff. So and then I've been to a few Thai islands, and I've spent some time down south with work, my previous job. So I just thought I want a couple of days to chill before I fly home, and I'll be back home on the 22nd of December, right in time for Christmas. So most of my Christmas shopping is done. Thank goodness. I haven't wrapped anything, which is what I probably should be doing now because my mum is away and I've got her presents sorted, so that needs to be wrapped. And then I will have Christmas here and then get ready for school. I have more news. So I'm going to be teaching at a new school next year. As most of you know, I got permanency at my current school. I've been super happy there. And then basically my dream teaching load opened up at a school which is 5 minutes away from my parents' house where I live now. It's going to be back to being a 30-minute drive from where I live when I move into my unit, further down the coast. However, it's full humanities, so I'm teaching basically just geography and history. Don't love geography, but I love history. So if for 6 months of the year I have to teach 4 of my classes geography and then the rest of the year is full history, I'm like happy place. So how happened is the head of that, it's the school that I went to and I graduated from. So the head of humanities there, I've like kept in contact with over the years, and particularly when I became a teacher. And there was never a job available and I wasn't super interested as a brand new teacher going back to the school that I went to. I didn't feel like that would be the right move for me at the time. And then basically a friend, he'd messaged me a while ago, said, hey, what are your plans for next year? And I said, I'm really happy at school I'm at. I've got permanency, so I worked out pretty well. And he's like, congratulations, that's great. Happy to hear it for you. And then a friend texted me a job at that school. It's permanent, it's full-time humanities, opportunity to teach across the junior and the senior school. And I messaged her back and I said, thanks so much, but I'm not interested. I'm really happy where I am and I don't want to do year 1 at a new school again for a third time in 3 years. And she was like, okay, like I just wanted to let you know. Then another person sent me the job and went, hey, right up your alley, you should apply for this. And I just went, okay, maybe this is the universe or a God thing, I don't know. So I called a few people who had either like mentored me before or worked at the school, and I said, this has come up, I'm considering applying, I'm really happy where I am, I don't know how I really feel about this, but you know, I'm looking at the number of people who've messaged me about this and it's probably worth investigating. And ultimately they were like, yep, we think you should apply. So I did, got an interview, got the job, and then I had a tough decision to make. I love my school, I love the people, the other staff at the school that I'm at now. So it's bittersweet. I'm going to tell my students next week that I'm not coming back. One of them actually left early and he was like, see you, miss, have a great holidays, I'll see you next year. And I was just like, yep, bye. Because I need my kids to get through all of their assessment before I tell them, because I know the day that I tell them we're not going to get any work done. And it's the first time that I've had to I'd been leaving willingly. Like the last time at my last school, it was a contract for a defined period and they knew I was going traveling for 3 months. So there wasn't any, we knew it was just that time frame. So it was sad to say goodbye, but also I was excited, I was doing other things. And I fully intended to be at the school for a while, or as long as they would have me, basically, until this new job came up. So yeah, year 1 again at a new school. I guess the saving grace, or the nice thing for me, is that it's somewhat familiar. I know some of the teachers there because they either taught me or were there. They taught my brother and sister. It's a religious school and I really love the charism of that school. So the school, a lot of religious schools, Catholic schools in particular, have a saint or someone that they are informed by, or the religiosity of that school is related to. And the school I'm moving to is a Marist school, and I went to that school, and Marist brothers were brothers of who taught education, but it was that education should be a bit available for everyone, and they have a really strong social justice program, and there's a lot of things that are really close to my heart that appeal to me. So I'm calling it a bittersweet experience. I've made some beautiful friends, and they've all said to me, you can you take your friends with you if you want to, and I'm very good at taking friendships with me, so I think that will be fine. My new school starts earlier but finishes earlier than they do, so my book club at school's just come, we do book club once a term. They're like, well, if you leave on time for them, plenty of time to make it down here for our book club. So I'm gonna do that, I think. And yeah, so new news. me. Okay, I think that's it, really big life stuff, hey, like traveling. Gosh, I gotta get those vlogs up. It's that part of me that, like, if I leave something too long, it takes me too long to start. So those travel vlogs, I've edited some of Greece, and then I think like my heart felt really heavy. I was so excited. I loved it. I'm getting really emotional thinking about it. I had such a really lovely time with my sister and my mum and dad there. I didn't do a lot of yarn shopping. I've edited the bit that I did, but when I was editing that, it was holidays, and I just felt not heavy in a bad way, but I felt a lot of things about that trip. My dad was wondering where I was. It's like, yes, I'm in the craft room. Anyway, so I haven't done it yet. I will probably get to it over Christmas. Fingers crossed. So I have no hopes for Vietnam and Cambodia. I'm not intent. It's not a yarn trip. Like, it's 3 weeks, probably gonna be pretty intense. But I've always wanted to go to these places, so we're going, and it'll be fun. I think me, I'm going. Mum and dad are looking after the cats, so that's lovely. They were like, oh, I'll go for Christmas, like, you don't have to be here, but I just didn't feel right. I've missed too many Christmases, and I'm like, I have the opportunity to be here, so I want to be. I really think that's it. I need to export this. Hopefully the sound quality is not too bad. I need to wrap those Christmas presents. I might do that now, actually, before I head off for my knit shit Christmas lunch. Thank you so much for watching. I will hopefully get you, I was gonna say a November episode, but I'm literally just knitting on those hexagons wherever they are. So this might be it. It might be another 2 months next year, who knows. But we will definitely do an end of December wrap up, Advent, what I'm knitting, whatnot. I guess I need to finish with half and half wrap knit along. So I have drawn the prizes. I've half filmed the video. I can't find the list of the names that I drew. I don't want to redraw them because it's like a thing, but I've got the prizes, and I will at some point put the video together and upload it and get those out. So yeah, thank you so much for spending this time with me. Hot mess like usual. Yeah, it's been fun. So Madbell on Ravelry, Mad About Ewe on Instagram. I will link below to any of the shops that I mentioned. And I hope you have a really wonderful Advent. I will get back to you in December, and I'll have some new tails, maybe a tan, probably not. And yeah, I'll see you at the end of the year.